Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Universal Unit, the new candy toy by Bandai. I did an unboxing and I figured that it's probably best to kind of separate the videos as they're more into it as opposed to the Assault Kingdoms because this does require assembly. Alright, so first up we have the Gundam from the Gundam Origin movie, OVA, novel. And here we go. So as we've discovered in the unboxing, it's the same box. Yeah, same box. The difference is though is the title on top. It does say there is a weapon A or weapon B version, as we can see here. So for the Gundam, I guess A is the one with the rifle and the back cannon. B is the one with the bazooka. It's also with the lightsaber. Did I just say lightsaber? I mean beam saber. And the shield. There we go. And we can see the other weapons as we'll go through those reviews. Inside, we have the instructions, and basically it's the same for all of them. So A and B, and how to assemble it. Interestingly enough, when you assemble them, certain parts only goes to the left side and right side, and vice versa. Like this one, you have to. This only works for the right here, because the one on the left is for the shield, and if you switch out this inner part here, it won't work. So it's kind of interesting that they did that. And same thing with the legs here. So I guess make sure we've assembled that properly. It does come with stickers, which I have here. For the shoulder, we have the Earth Federation Safety Force, I believe. The white base, so those two emblems on the shoulders. You got this two here for the shin or the foot here, as well as the I think one of them is for the bazooka and the other one is for the rifle, as we've seen there. Number 5, number 6. Okay, yep. We have another part here, the red one for the torso or the crotch area. Well, kind of like the belt buckle, I guess. And there you go. So that's pretty much it for the instructions on this. Yeah. Anyways, let's take a look at the figure. Right, so we have two figures here. Hopefully you can determine which one is which. The one on the left is what we're reviewing, the UN Universal Unit Gundam from the Origin. And the one on the right is your Gundam from the Assault Kingdom. And as we can see, they're about the same size. Well, the Origin is a bit more bulkier in terms of design, but almost the same scale, which is great. Now, again, this does require some assembly right here. And the thing is, the runners are a bit thick. The gates. So if you snap this off, you're going to have a nasty nub mark. And for those who build mold kits, that's a big no. But if you don't have the tools, what can you do? But definitely, it will be great if you have some hobby knife and some pliers for that. And let's see what else we can talk about. And just right off the bat, weapon-wise, there are the weapons you can use it for the Assault Kingdom. It's the same handle, which is great. So if, we're gonna look. So this is the Universal Unit rifle. And we can attach that here, and it does work. Same way with the shield here. We're gonna pop this off here. We can put it on the Assault Kingdom. There we go. For the backpack, I can't remember if you can take this out, but I believe the backpack on the Assault Kingdom are fixed, unlike the Universal Unit, which can actually take out. There's two pegs. Whoops. Yeah, you can take this out and swap it, especially for the one with the cannon. So it's a bit tight. It actually, a lot of these parts here are tight fit. Aside from things that might fall apart. But all right, so let's take a closer look on this guy here. All right, so we have the Gundam here. It looks great. Now, there's a paint scheme like the Assault Kingdom. It's not going to be painted on the backside. Like, this should be yellow. On that note, also the joints on here, it's usually gray. It's not painted as well. So this is kind of like a hybrid of a small mold kit slash a figure. And also for the eyes, which is just red. There's no yellow or gold that it should have. So unfortunately, we're not gonna have that. The V-fin here is a separate one. Just put it on, and it's hard plastic. Pretty much this whole thing is hard plastic. There's no soft rubbery that we see on the Soul Kingdom, especially for the skirt area. Yeah, even the back skirt here, it's just all that hard plastic. And that said, certain parts are just really stiff. Just looking at this tie swivel here, it's really tough to move that, and more than likely you're gonna pop that off from the ball joint, unfortunately. But we could probably do some trimming, which I'll probably attempt later on. But articulation wise, you have the neck here, it's fairly good. Now you have the shoulder armor here, which is, oh, it's two pieces that you put together, and it just goes on top right there. And you get the ball joint there, you got a bicep swivel right there, which is great. Again, it's a very stiff. You got your elbow joint here as well. Like I mentioned before, if by chance you swap out that inner part there, it wouldn't work as well. It will keep popping off, and that's an indication that you put it wrong. Now for the origin, you have the shield connector on this side, none on this, which is actually good. On the other hand though, you cannot swap this out because of how the forearm is designed. It only works one way. It can only bend this way. It does not bend the other way. Yeah. For the hands, you only get this. We don't get the other type of hands, the open hand. But I'm just gonna give this a try. So this is the peg. It's too loose. It doesn't work for the Soul Kingdom, but that doesn't stop us from adding a little bit of a blue tack there, or whichever way your favorite way to tighten joints. You could probably use the other hands for this, but again, it doesn't work the way it should be. Other than that, you have a waist swivel here. It's on a peg joint. You can dismantle that. There we go. For the front skirt though, it's connected together. So you move it up, it's the same way. Unfortunately, it's too small, and it's a straight peg. There's no like middle part that you can split. You can probably do some modifications there to make it happen, but it's not going to be that easy. Likewise, this side skirt here is connected on the back, which actually kind of pops off quite easily. Yeah, unlike the Soul Kingdom, which is flexible, this one is stiff, and that does hinder mobility, especially if you want to move it to the side. So as much as you can do the wide stance. Yeah, but you can still do your kick. Knee bend, 90 degree, kind of like the elbows. Then you got your ankle joint here. Now for the ankle joints, as we pop out here, you got that extra space there. That way you can do your side, which is great. Now the great thing about this, the foot here is painted and it's on a separate piece. That way that trim here, the color separation is nice and crisp. It's not, because some of the Soul Kingdom, as I noticed, there's a bit of a paint, like, yeah, there's like a bit of a smear there. That might be in, yeah, this white is painted on. So this one is quite nice that they did that. Although there is a nub there that you have to clean up from the back side. So definitely, you gotta use some tools. Otherwise, it's not gonna be flush on the floor when you have this standing. Yeah, overall it's very nice, and I have yet to check the other ones. Yeah, this guy's a bit rigid. Now for the backpack, you can swap this out, and yeah, think once you put on that, see what's happening now? The whole torso is getting split. Alright, so let me try this where I push that there, and just there we go. And every time I pull this out, I end up kind of like hitting the backside. It's painted, and I'm kind of afraid I might scratch that one of these days. So here's the other backpack here with the cannon, and likewise just gonna mount on there. It has extra joint there, and you can move this over the shoulder, which is a great gimmick. Kind of already showing you that you can put the bazooka on the back side here. And let's just put this back here, slide that down. Looking at, yeah, so there's a peg connection there. This scope here does not move, so it's one solid piece, but definitely quite nice. Mount it here. It does kind of hit this, so you kind of have to position it in a way it's onto the side, like that. It's not too bad. Now, where's that rifle? So the rifle here, likewise, the scope does not move. There is no other way to store this, no extra peg if you want to put this on the back side, so you may have to detach that. Where's the shield? The shield is right here again. This one is nicely painted. You got that matte finish and you get that yellow. Great. A lot of details inside. Definitely, we've panel lined this. Those details will, yeah, bring out or come out. So that's quite nice. Now this here, there we go. Other than that, we also have the beam saber here, which is great. I'm quite surprised they've added this. In the Soul Kingdom, we don't get this at all. Some of them have it, some of them don't, but having this is great. Now this one, has a bit of flex to it, has that rubber feel to it, and it's not clear. You just have painted pink, which, yeah, I don't mind. We're just gonna slide this here, and again, you can use that for the Soul Kingdom. And we're just gonna turn this. I guess it helps if you hold it from the shoulder here, and that way that shoulder joint's not gonna pop off. But yeah, definitely a really nice. Yeah, this is a really nice figure, and it's also a mold kit. And I think that's pretty much it. So again, you might have to grab two. If it's in the store and they open up those. They have the 10-pack on the store. If you grab both of the Gundams, you're guaranteed to get both. Unless it's a second box and the store owner just put the whatever's left from the first one to that. And then that you might have a little trouble. But based on my unboxing, there is just no way to determine from outside the box which one you're going to get. You can try feeling it, which I've tried. It works for the NT1. But got me confused on the Barbatos. But I got lucky. Definitely, this is a really nice figure, like I said. Now, comparing this with the Soul Kingdom, I still have my preference. As a figure, I would still go with the Soul Kingdom. Just overall, it's nice. It's easy to go. And I think the later Soul Kingdom, it's nicely painted, like this guy here. The beam saber hilts are already painted. That one, it's not. But in terms of a solid figure, I think this one is better. The universal unit. Everything just works. You got stiff joints. This one, the ankle joint there, it's kind of clanky. And I remember, which one is that one? The O Gundam or even the Mark II. This thing just, it warps. That's my thing about it. It doesn't quite work out well. But either way, yeah, this is great. This is a great start for the line. And there you go. That's pretty much it for the review. Sorry, it kind of dragged on. But after this one, we'll go take a look at Charzaku 2.